Hello guys, so today I'd like to introduce you to this really cool Android application. I don't know if it's available for iOS as well, but I do know that it's available for Android and we're testing it on BlueStacks. So basically what this app does, it's a Settlers of Catan map generator, and it's really awesome because it allows you to randomize boards, but using an algorithm that will create a board which has a lot of good places to settle and will make your game very balanced because it balances both the numbers that it gives each tile and also the tile resource and also the ports around the board. So some of the functionalities, for example, you have this button here, and this will tell you all the spots along the map which are really great to sell. Of course, you're not going to use this when you're playing the actual game, but sometimes it's interesting to see what were the best spots to sell once your game has finished. Um, so as you can see, there are a lot of really good spots along the board to settle because, like I said, the algorithm makes sure that you get a really great combination of spots along the board. This is also a really cool application if you happen to use any of the expansions, because once you get the expansion, for example, I did that. I mixed the expansion pieces along with the base game, and then it's hard to make sure which pieces you should use if you're just playing a 4-player game or if you're playing a 5 or 6-player game. With a generator like this, you don't have that kind of problem because it'll generate the board for you, so you'll know exactly which pieces you need to use and what numbers you need to put on them. So if you go here to this button on the settings, you will have more options, and one of them, which is included on the free version of the app, is to create boards for 5 or 6 players. So this one we were seeing was for 4 players. If you press 5, it will expand a bit horizontally, and if you want to create for 6 players, it will use all of the pieces available. So it's really nice to have these different sizes of maps to make the game interesting for both 4, 5, and 6 players, or 3 players if you're playing with a 4-player board as well. So despite that, you also get the heading for New Shores map included, which you can choose to either 3 or 4 players, and here you can see it, or you can also create a map for 5 or 6 players, which is much bigger, as you can see. So this is all that's included on the free version of the application, and then if you want to have other scenarios like 4 islands, Fog Island, Through the Desert, etc., you can buy each of the map for 72 cents, or just buy all 9 of them for €2.17. So I don't know exactly what the price will be for the in dollars, but just convert it probably. So also included on the free version and on the paid one is basically this setting here where you can choose which algorithm you want to use. So I'm using the Better Settlers algorithm, which will create a board with lots of really nice places to settle and equal chances. But you can also use a completely random algorithm, which won't try to balance the board, will just randomly assort all the tiles. So as you can see, you get 6 and 8s together, or 6 and 6. While if you use the better settlers, that will normally never happen. You also have an option to keep track of your rolls. For example, if you're during the game, you just press the rolls that you're getting, and then you will see a graph with Like for example, here we have 5 sixes, 2 sevens, 1 8, 1 9, etc. So it doesn't really affect much of the gameplay, well, despite maybe affecting new places to settle, but it's an interesting feature just to keep track of the stats. You also have an undo button to go back. So let's see, more options. You have an option after you create the map. You can also come here and shuffle the probabilities around. So, it will keep the tiles but just randomize the numbers on them. And you can also shuffle the harbors around. So you get different configurations but keeping the middle of the map together. So all in all, this is a really nice app. I've been using this for all my Settlers of Catan games, and I've noticed that the quality of the games is really much better. It's really increased by this app, where you get to the end of the game and everybody has like 8 points, 9.7 points, So there aren't really those big discrepancies regarding scores that you might get with completely random maps, because everyone has a more or less fair chance to get a cool place on the map. So it will really increase the quality of your Settlers of Catan games if you try it out. So I hope that you enjoyed this review and that you give this app a chance the next time you play Settlers of Catan. See you on the next video. Take care, guys.